Well, I done that.
We on or just a picture?
And we're on with sound and fury, but just on the internet.
Okay, all right. Good deal. Well, we think, well, just let them, we'll just sit here and let them look at us, or,
I don't know, you kinda hard to look at sometimes.
right, that's right. What happened?
I dropped it.
Huh?
I dropped it.
I believe you did, except on it on top of that.
And then I put a piece of tape over it so it wouldn't fall apart. I've had it. Took 4 years. And the one I've been using, the battery went down on it, and I ordered a battery.
Right.
That one there is, I've been using it, I got the other one fixed,
Right.
and I reckon I've got a battery for it now.
Yeah, I'll get with Stan and see what he's talking about.
Hello. Let's see here. Go to UGG TV and see if we're on. Says right yonder we're on. Says right yonder we're on.
2 hours and something before we come on.
No, that clock, it's, yeah, 2 hours, you're right about that.
Yeah.
I got 2 minutes.
So you got 2 minutes.
Yeah, I got a minute on here, so I don't know who's right.
Probably about right. 1 minute.
Well, it changes, you know,
Right,
as time goes
It
on.
lies to you all the time and never give you the same answer.
Let's see here. Yeah, it says we're on live, on radio, but
How about that? Hey, here we are.
yeah, it says something right. On radio. Yep. Kid won't be here today.
Hey,
Kid,
come on with him.
I don't know. He called him sick. It was like,
Well, you didn't tell me you take. You've been here long enough for you to vacation.
they're introducing us.
And playing them over butter beans.
About ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, buddy.
All
We
right.
changed us around, this is all right.
Butter beans and cornbread going. Be on there just a minute.
Okay,
All right. You ready?
I'll tell you when. Tell them who you are, Bob. Tell them who you are.
All right, welcome folks to just another bowl of butter beans. This is a weekly presentation of Wild Bob and Ronnie, better known as Organized Mayhem.
I
And,
don't hear us.
what?
I don't hear us.
What? What?
I said, I don't hear us.
You don't hear us?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, you have to talk with our illustrious engineer then. So,
We're getting there though,
are we getting there?
maybe.
Well, I don't know, whether we may be able to hear us on the internet.
Maybe.
So, check us out on the radio, see what we got. We're pleased to have all of you tuned in on the internet, and those who have tuned in on the radio just not hearing what we're saying. So, You may not, we may not repeat what I said, because I
Okay,
can't
we're in
remember.
business.
All right.
We're in business.
Okay, we're in business, so welcome to, just another bowl of butter beans brought to you by Wild Bob and Ronnie.
And a few other people,
Why, yeah,
a few other
people
unsuspecting, so.
contributed to this, mishap. And we're pleased to be with you. We'll be on from
Now,
now
like a while.
till about 5 o'clock, unless somebody comes in here and, arrest us. You know, I got stopped again on, by our finest, some of our finest.
What have you done now?
Well, nothing. Well, actually, I did. I don't know what I did or didn't, you know. I asked somebody to pull me over. I was going to look at the piece of furniture. Well, I actually went and bought the end table and a coffee table and a high chair and a baby stroller and something else, walker. But I said, what'd you stop me for? He said, well, you turned right back there and didn't get the right hand turn signal. I said, well, I was sitting in the right hand lane, which
Well,
was
that last week, I done heard this story.
well, yeah, but that's the way it happened. I said, you were sitting in the right hand lane, the turn lane, turning right. He said, oh, you gotta give a signal anytime you turn, whether you're in the turn lane or not. I said, it's the first time I ever heard about it. Well, if that's an old story, then I did not get incarcerated, so.
You know, our cohort in crime, our accomplice, says that you couldn't get down the hill. I could've gone and got him if I'd read this message.
Really?
Yeah, I can still go get him if you want. Nah, he probably be ready to come though.
Well, okay.
Said he,
Oh, well, we could have gone and got him, yeah.
but I didn't read this till now.
Well, okay. Well, we're sorry Jerry's not with us, you know, I've never, ever seen a place so paralyzed by a little bit of snow. In North Carolina, which is, I'm probably a little bit south of here, but, not as protected by the mountains as we are right here.
If you can figure out how to answer that,
What is that? How do you do that?
that ain't it. Wait a minute, that is it too.
Which
You gotta
line?
choose a line.
Uh,
Which line you got? Hello? That didn't work. Just keep it ringing, people, till we figure out how to answer the phone. Well, let's try this. Hello? And hey, we're trying to figure out how to operate the darn phone. Yeah, I know, if we could just get. Now, hang on, we can't get you on the speaker. It says speaker, don't it? Yeah, I read your email when I sat down here. You want me to come get you? Well, I don't know how to do it, Bob, do you?
No, don't.
We're trying to figure out how to operate the phone. We pushed. Now just know we need to try to figure out how to work this darn thing. We done pushed every button on the phone. Let's see. Well, it wouldn't work till I picked it up. Okay, we may hang up on you. Let's see here. What line will put you on hold? It didn't work. Okay, maybe we'll figure out how to operate. I'll bring my phone back if I'll do. So, tell you, well, for all you people out there that knows how to operate a telephone, we don't. It don't work.
I knew we should not have thrown those oatmeal boxes away.
Something's gonna have to give here. What could be wrong with that? Reckon it's plugged in the wrong hole or something.
want them to push the speaker deal.
You know it. And that says it's supposed to work. You have to turn it on somewhere. We can't even get it. Well, this is a fine, a fine predicament. What'd you call
568-1450.
it? It don't work.
And then you're,
Ain't nothing works.
huh?
Ain't nothing works. Well, that don't make a bit of sense. I don't guess we'll be taking any calls today. Let's see, 9192, that's what it says. That there's a, give it some juice. Hey, I got some.
That's all done.
Yeah, we can't get the speaker to work.
Well, folks, well, I hope you're enjoying all this.
In case you wanna call, might well forget it.
Right, just hang it up if you
Yeah.
wanna call.
You don't have to listen to us
Right.
for
You
the
know,
duration of the show or
Right.
something. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't either.
Let's see here, this radio show stuff's a lot more complicated than television, ain't it?
Yeah, I thought when you answered, you would either hit line 1
Well, that's what we done
or
last
2
week.
and then hit
Hit the speaker,
speaker.
yeah, well, it don't even ring.
Right.
Let me dial that other phone number there and see if it works. 5623557. This has got to be the most entertaining hour on the radio.
I'll tell you.
Okay, yeah, see if you can get it to work. I'll just keep talking to us here. I'll
Not
try
a
line
one.
2. Well, folks, got a little technical difficulty here. Don't call us, we'll call you. That don't work either. Beats me. Hello? Hey, okay, now, if we can get the speaker to work, I'm back where I was with Jerry Kidd, I'm talking to myself on the cell phone here, the speaker don't work. It just don't work. Well, enough of that foolishness, we're just gonna have to entertain these people without any help.
Right,
Folks, don't call us, we'll call you.
right.
Um,
If you need us, we will call you.
yeah. If you wanna call 494-5020 and I'll put you on.
Or you can call, 201-5917.
You got a speaker?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay. 423-494-5020 or 423-201-5917.
5917.
And we'll figure out how to make you a star like we
Right,
are.
there you go. Well, we want to welcome you here, you know, I'm just sitting here looking, I got a little notice from the city of La Follette, regarding my operations down here on Jacksboro Pike, and they sent me a letter and says that a visual inspection of your property located at 1822 Jacksboro Pike reveals that these ordinances are in violation. This letter serves as an official notice. You have 10 days to clean up said violations from the property. If failure to remedy these conditions can result in the city having the property cleaned up and all debris removed. The cost of these actions plus an additional 15% incidental cost bill will be billed to you. If this balance is not paid in full within 60 days, a 10% penalty will be added and placed as a lien upon the subject property. Collection matters will then be pursued in the same manner as taxes. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. If you believe you have received this letter in error, please contact the City of La Follette Code Enforcement Officer Stan Faust at 423-563-4747. And there's a couple of pages here, you know, and but I appreciate them remembering me, and you know, business has been so bad, that's about the only way you can find out you're still in business is to get a letter from the city. So I was just thinking, you know, there's nothing wrong with the city requiring business owners to clean up their property and keep it presentable, and I have no problem with that at all. And the only thing is the city has a definite problem with retaining businesses. The other day I counted the number of vacant business entities up and down Jacksboro Pike, starting from First Street and going down to the end of the city proper, and counting empty businesses on both sides of the 4-lane. I went back and counted them again today, but I did a little bit closer counting in that on the strip malls, where like say where Save-A-Lot is, I pulled in there and made a visual count of the units that were not being rented within that complex. I also did the same thing up there where Lowe's Home Improvement is, and I also pulled in beside Hack Air's place and down in there and counted those units. The only thing I did not do in the Woodson Mall area where Food City is located and others, I did not count any businesses back in the hallways as being vacant. There are several businesses in there that are vacant, they're not being rented. But how many units you think I counted today?
Just the two places?
Hmm?
Just those two places?
No, I'm talking about all the way down the highway and all the way back up here to First Street.
Where'd you start?
First Street.
And went to where?
Oh, huh?
Went where?
Went all the way down to the end of down there where...
138.
No, it's more than 72 last time. But when I made what I think is a real accurate count, and I visually looked at the doors to make sure there was no business located within these premises, there was 96 vacant businesses on Jacksboro Pike from First Street down to before you get to Charlie's Pizza. You know, there are 2 or 3 right there at Charlie's Pizza that I think's outside the city limits.
Yeah.
I didn't count those.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a question. Was all them places pretty?
Oh, they all look real.
It's a lot prettier clothes than they are in operation. I found that to be true.
You know, they prefer, well, you know, I got to thinking of it, that's only logical. They're getting the same amount of tax out of those places, property tax.
No, well, you have to ain't getting no sales tax.
Property tax, as they would if they were rented. Now, they're not getting any sales tax, and the city government is in a position in which they're collecting a greater and greater portion of an ever diminishing amount that they can tax, because there's less and less businesses coming in, and they're having to, well, right now, I think they've spent all their surplus. And,
No, no, what did they buy?
no, they didn't buy anything, you know, they just,
They
just
got a
spend
roof,
it.
looks like a roof,
They
and got a
just spend
library, a roof on the library, looks like.
Well, we got, you know, it costs more to make that roof.
Somebody's calling us, but we don't know how to answer the phone,
Right,
sorry.
right.
Call 494-5020 and we'll put you on the radio.
Right, there you go, if you'll redial on that number. They spend it on a number of things, they spend their part that the state said that they need to spend on the walking trail. You know, and the federal government told the state how much they had to spend.
There's your phone.
Hey, how are you?
Put it on the speaker. You gotta push the speaker
I
button.
don't have a speaker.
I asked you if you had one.
I don't think I do.
Let me see the thing. Hold on a minute.
Hey,
You
call back on 494-5020. 50,
5020, yeah.
5020, okay?
I
don't know how to speak about it on this time.
I'm gonna stay at home next
Right,
time.
there you go. Well, might as well next time.
I think we'd all be better off. 494-5020 is our latest new number.
Right.
Hello. We're on the internet too. Hard to
Yeah,
believe
we
that.
are, yeah.
I wonder if they're wanting to sell you something or wanting to talk on the radio.
I do have a speaker too.
We can get off now. Okay.
I do have a speaker too.
Wild Bob Ronnie.
Hey,
Wild Bob, you got a question?
right, now it's far away. I don't know.
Yeah, you should be able to if they, should if they help pay for the looks. You there? Well, that's why we've got 90-something stores vacant, maybe.
Yeah, I counted them, today, it was 96. That's easy, you know, I would have, let a lot of them slide that probably were vacant also, especially in that complex where Hack Ayers is. There are several that I think Hack just had some stuff sitting in there, they weren't really businesses in there. And, but we got a good 96 businesses that are out of business. There have been businesses in these locations before, but there are none in there now.
They look good.
Oh, yes. None of them had anything piled up in front of them. They all were very clean and neat and nice. And I was noticing, in particular, you might want to look at the service station up there on the corner of Jacob Pike, and I guess that's Lake.
Highland Park.
North Street. What is that?
Yeah, something. It's Highland Park there.
You know, it's been vacant ever since they run that man out of business. Basically, they've had somebody coming down to try to operate a auto repair shop, but it's basically been vacant for over a year. And, you know, it's a real nice location. It's just nobody's willing to put up with riding down the road and getting stopped or making right-hand turns. or getting letters from the city telling you that you need to move any abandoned cars and things like that. And I was just looking down there beside the old pawn shop there across from where they have to go past Woodson's.
Mm-hmm.
See, they've got an old van and an old stretch limousine that's been parked there for 2 or 3 years. And,
Yeah, but they're closed.
I don't know, because,
Yeah, if you'd close, you'd probably get along with it.
okay, yeah, probably if I closed up, then I probably wouldn't have any problem with it.
Well, it's a complicated situation, but we'll discuss that at a later date. What we've got here, I'm gonna tell you about the phones and apologize a little bit. This phone that we've got here does not work, but we'll have that situation remedied next week. And now you're working on my cell phone right now, so this may not be the greatest quality in the world, but it's all we got.
Alright, well look, we appreciate your call.
Thank you.
See ya. Yeah, that's, you know, it's, a little bit hard for the average layman to understand, the way cities try to operate and eventually do operate. And it's even harder for somebody that's in business that's trying to make a profit to understand why cities operate the way they do. Now, if you got just an unlimited supply of money like evidently they do in Knoxville, where they can have all these old buildings that they buy, I'm speaking about the McClung warehouses, and they buy those and then they get
They done
burned
real
up.
good when they bought that property over there, bought what was it, Eastgate, what was it, some other bookstore over there on Gay Street and all them buildings. They done real good and they bought all them, tore them down, then got stuck. And
Still vacant, aren't they?
yeah, they're not vacant. They finally got TVA to come in and take it over. They don't get no taxes out of it.
Right. The TVA occupies that now.
Yeah, they built that building there. They condemned those businesses that were there, said they were not generating enough tax revenue, so they condemned them. And back to note for Chris Whittle to build the Whittle Communications Center there. I was supposed to put us on right in the center of communications. We're gonna be the new Wall Street of the of magazines and whatnot.
Right.
And then he just couldn't make it, so he pulled out and they was holding a note. And they managed to get it off on TVA, but TVA don't pay taxes. They pay in lieu of taxes, which is supposed to be a break-even situation, so they're actually worse off than they were to start with.
Right, yeah, sure they are. And I guarantee there's more tax money being generated around on Magnolia Street than there is there.
Yeah, and that's the ones that's operating legal.
I'm talking about the ones that operating illegal too, they're generating a lot of tax
They pay
money.
their taxes, I guess that's all right.
Well, you know, they take that money and
You
buy
don't
it.
never heard of Hazel Davidson, have you?
No,
She had a little operation going there back in the sixties and seventies. She had quite a clientele.
right,
I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to let Digger talk a little here. Let me see if I can find him. He's here in the corner somewhere. Where you at, Digger? Let's see.
right. But where is Digger anyhow?
He's busy at car shopping, I think.
The car shopping.
Yeah.
Vaughn Digger Wilson. Been here off and on for over 30 years in the same spot. Pumping propane, doing repairs on containers, heaters. I'm the only one in the county that'll do you a repair on your tanks if you need it. I sell propane gas, liquid propane, and I've got plenty of competitors, and I can easily compete with them. That's grills, backup heat, substitute heat, grills, campers, motorhomes, you name it, and if it's comes in through that door, I can take care of it. I'm here Tuesday through Friday, 8 till 5, and Saturday, 8 till 12. They could call me at 562-54. Vaughn.
5444. It didn't work. The 5444, right there in the middle of the road in Sawmill Holler.
Right.
That's,
Well, he's not supposed to know his own phone number.
well, he does, but I don't know why I clipped it off, but it's 562-544.
And for all your propane needs, right down there in Sawmill Holler.
Yeah, Digger. Vaughn Digger.
That's Von Digger Wilson.
You know, he got named after Digger Odell. It was on the old Life of Riley, William Bendick's radio show.
Right,
And you know, old Digger was an undertaker
right.
in that show, and he'd always, when he got done, he'd done his part, he'd, well, I guess I better be showing off.
That's a digger. Isn't that right? And we appreciate him. We hope Diggers will come on the show
Digger's a
with
good
us
man,
someday.
he's a service to the community. He does an awful lot with the Shriners, children who need special medical attention and whatnot. He's used to be my neighbor, officially. He was raised on the other side of the hill from where I was. See if I can find something about Digger Odell here. What else is going on, Bob? Anything?
Well, no, everything seems to be going on real good. We're getting out from under the snow a little bit, but I mentioned a while ago, we got, what, 5 inches around here, is that what it was?
You got 8 at my house.
Did you?
Yeah.
I measured it out there, it was something about holler down there close to Diggers, and they had about 5 inches there, but it just seems like it paralyzes everything here. You know, it's the biggest snow we had since 1996, they said. And in my years, I've seen, well, saw one that was 4 foot.
4 foot? Where was you at?
I was right in Guilford County, North Carolina, east of Greensboro.
You was in a drift, wasn't you?
No, it was a 4 foot snow.
When was that?
This is 1939.
Oh, I thought maybe it was back during the little ice age.
1939, the only thing that moved was the trains. And because the state had, and the counties had no snow removal equipment that could handle anything near that. In fact, most of the roads at that time were gravel roads. I know my dad rode the train home from Greensboro. He got snowed in up there. He spent one night up there, then he come home on the train. And he had to walk through 4 foot snow about 1.5 miles to get to the house. And I was a small kid. I can remember jumping off the porch, and I was not as tall as the snow was deep.
Hey, why did they ever get you out?
They rescued me. We knew what we were going to do. Anyhow, I knew I was going to go under. I didn't care. But since I've been in the workforce, we've had, I know, 136-inch snow, 128, 124, a couple of 16s and 18s, a bunch of 12-inch snows, and I don't think, other than when I was teaching school, that the only work I missed, I didn't miss any work when they had those snows. I had an office or business going, I went right on in, even though it was snow that deep. And but when I was teaching school, naturally, you could not transport students over roads in that kind of weather. And so we closed. I might mention at that time, all the buses in North Carolina were driven by students. In fact, I drove a bus when I got old enough to get driver's license. I drove a bus for 2 years. And at one time, North Carolina transported more students safely over county roads using student drivers than the other states did using professional drivers.
That don't sound too good.
It don't sound too good for the professional drivers.
No.
But I know, during the, entire 12 years that I attended, public school in Gilbert County, I don't ever remember a bus accident with anybody getting hurt. So that was a good 12 years. Of course, most of the time I could not ride the bus. When I was a young man, I was so rowdy.
They kept you thrown off?
Huh?
They keep you thrown off?
Yeah, I'd ride about the first 1 or 2 days, then I'd get in trouble and I'd have to walk the rest of, I lived within a mile of school, I'd have to walk the rest of the school year because they wouldn't let me back on the bus. So, which probably was well and good, you know. There was one guy about a year or two older than me on that bus that we got into it every time we got around one another. And of course he lived about 5 or 6 miles from school. He had to ride the bus, but I lived within a mile of school, and they could legally tell me I couldn't ride.
Well, they knew you better pretty good, I'd say.
Well, yeah, I reckon. But meanwhile, back to the problem of driving buses, I noticed in Knoxville, when you had the first snow, I believe it was, they had 20 bus accidents. I believe that's correct. And they had a bunch of buses that had to turn around and go back to the schoolhouse, and the children were buried home by the sheriff's department. And but I know it's just a little bit more hilly around here than it was where I was raised. And,
Yeah, you lived over next to the ocean, wouldn't you?
well, no, I was about close to 200 miles.
Yeah, but it's all downhill.
192 miles from Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach was the closest beach.
It's all downhill to the ocean.
Right, it's downhill on the way back, too.
It was, huh? That's the way, that's where you went to school, wasn't it? Uphill both ways, you had to walk.
Right, it snowed right in June, July, you know.
You know, there's places could use some improvement. The clock don't work, phone don't work.
Right, you know.
They
well,
moved their heads. I think they want us to leave or
Just
something.
to have an hour show, you know, we got about another hour and 45 minutes if we can talk.
Before we start.
Yeah, yeah, well, that
Well,
reminds,
we got 45 minutes.
that
No,
reminds
by George.
reminds me that I got on the airplane in Atlanta, Georgia, and I got to Birmingham, Alabama before I left Atlanta, Georgia, and because of the time change. And I told some guy that, and he said, boy, says, I sure would love to see that thing take off.
Landing has been pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, if you get on a plane in Atlanta and go to Birmingham, you'll get there before you leave.
Have to circle when time catches up with them.
Yeah.
But what you need to do is you need to leave, you need to stay in Atlanta until they read the lottery numbers, and then you go over to Birmingham and buy you a ticket.
Right, but the only thing is they announce the results in Birmingham at the same time they do the results
Well, how
in
could they
Atlanta.
do that? It ain't the same time.
It doesn't make any difference. When the drawing is held, they announce it on Eastern Standard Time, making difference to be in
You mean that
Central.
won't work?
No,
I've been saving
I
up,
wish it would,
I've been saving up my money. I was gonna go to China, you know,
right?
and buy a lottery, get the lottery results a day earlier, come
Right.
over here and buy a ticket.
Right,
But I've been saving up some money to get over there, and you know,
Right.
it ain't gonna work, you say.
right. Well, you about like the,
I thought I could cross the international date line there.
well, you about like the guy that was gonna build a rocket to go to the sun. And everybody said, you can't do that, says, you'll burn up before you get there. He says, no, says, I'm gonna go at night. So, That's,
Well, that makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense to me, you know, and.
Figured it did.
Huh?
I said, I figured it did.
Yeah, it says you're gonna build a rocket and go at night to the sun, so that made sense, I guess, you know. You know, they've had, almost, if I'm not mistaken, 200,000 people to sign up to make a one-way trip to Mars.
Well, I'd like to sign a few up myself.
And these people will know that when they go, they're gonna have to be like the colonists that came to this country, that they won't be going back. And so it'll be an end. I hope I'm around to see the first colonists, the first settlers on Mars. And
Why don't you just go up and join them?
I'm how long it takes that trip, but you know, I just might not be around for when I leave or for when I get there. I mean, how long did it take that Mars rover to get from here to there? 3 or 4 years? 2 or 3 years?
I don't think it's that long. I think it's a matter of months, ain't it?
Okay, maybe. You're probably right, yeah. That's still a pretty good trip to take on a tank of gas.
They got one up there's been running around for 10 years.
I know. I know.
Well, we can't get a car to last a little longer around here.
You know, they figured out where that rock came from that hadn't been there in the past.
Where did it come from?
The wheels kicked it up when they went through there.
That's too bad.
Right.
I
Well,
thought
it's gonna
maybe
be,
they found something
it's
good.
gonna be interesting. I know they asked Billy Graham one time, if he felt like there was, human life elsewhere in the universe. And they said he didn't really know, but if there was, he was sure would love to hold a revival there.
Well, seems like a waste of territory not to have a few more neighbors, don't it?
Yeah, it does. And,
But when you stop and realize that the physicist says that everything used to be crammed into something about the size of a grapefruit,
oh, sure.
that right before it wasn't nothing there at all.
That's the entire universe.
Yeah, and then it just popped into existence out of nothing.
Yeah.
And why you can't make something out of nothing now?
Well, that's one of the problems that, you know, when you see all these arguments about evolution or creationism, whatever you call it, or people feel like that life was ordered by a superior being and controlled by a superior being.
Yeah,
Hey.
well, Bob Ronnie,
Hey, gentlemen.
you're on the speakerphone on the cell phone. You already know that. I just letting everybody know that our phones, we ain't figured them out yet. We're too damn dumb.
Okay. Are you getting any feedback off my radio?
No, you're doing fine.
Okay. Gentlemen, there's something I read or seen it the other day came up about some country. I don't know where it was at. But anyhow, they had tons and tons of elephant tusk. You know what I'm saying? Where
Yep.
they're taking them up from poachers and
Yep.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
Just tons of the things. And they took these things and crushed them and ground them up into something about like dust or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They just totally destroyed them
Yes, sir.
to send a message to the poachers. Now, I might be a little bit dumb or whatever else, but them tusk are ivory. Ivory is so expensive, that's why the poachers are doing what they're doing.
Yes, sir.
That seemed to me like the office waste. That's kind of like cash for clunkers, where you destroy something. It's kind of like if the fox gets in your hen house, you go ahead and kill all the hens.
Well, let me say something else. Seizing the property from the poachers, I go along with that. should be a deterrence to them going out and taking all the chances they have to go through and then not getting to reap any reward. But have you ever considered that if they had actually flooded the market with all that ivory, would probably have helped their cause by lowering the price?
There's another point I hadn't thought about that either, but the point I was saying, well, with the value of it, you've taken another step, but the value of it to destroy something so valuable to send a message, seems to me like if they'd have hung about a dozen poachers, would have sent a whole lot stronger message.
Well, this is that process of shooting yourself in the foot, you know, that's been known to happen a lot. Used to happen to Barney on every show.
Well, gentlemen, I don't understand people. What are the use for brains? That you could hook this to in all sorts of scenarios of, let me say this. Let's say that whenever the law enforcement out here captures so many $1 million of cash, why don't they take it out and burn it then?
That's the same logic, ain't it?
Well, it'd send a grand old message there to them drug dealers, look what we're doing to do all this drug money. Anyhow, gentlemen, been traveling, coming up out of the south. I picked you up coming out of K-Town. Couldn't hardly make you out though, real good. But anyhow.
Now, we're on the internet, we're going worldwide, we got pretty pictures and everything. If we just figure out how to operate the telephone and our clock worked, we'd be in business.
Yeah, that's not forgetting devices.
You have to bring your own phone, your own clock to this place.
Maybe you can get some comments on this.
Well, if we can figure out how to put it on the air, we might.
Okay, we can get on there. But that kind of bothered me that they would destroy this. And what brought it up, there was a tusk that has just been uncovered someplace, and it's holding up a construction job for maybe a year.
Yeah,
And this tusk was 800 and some pounds from a mammoth.
yeah.
And I believe they said the age of it was something like 20,000 years or something like that.
Well, you know, how big of a mammoth does it take to carry around 2 teeth weighing that much?
Oh my goodness. But it seems to me like the rest of that mammoth will be there somewhere for research, which I think that would be great. But I sure hope they don't take that one and grind it up either just to send a message to poachers not to be poaching those mammoths.
Yeah, chase off all them dead mammoths.
Yeah. Gentlemen, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
We'll try to get our phone fixed for next week.
Okay, we'll keep in touch. Appreciate
See you.
you.
Thank you.
All right, well, as far as destroying the elephants, and just taking their tusks, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of buffaloes were killed, and the only thing cut out was their tongue.
Well, they got their hide.
Well, maybe, may have got their
That's
hide.
the hide was the reason they were killing them,
Right.
but they killed them to eat, and they just take they got the tongue and something else supposed to, the hump.
Yeah,
I don't know what, I never had a buffalo hump for supper, I don't know whether they're any good or not,
Yeah.
kinda like turkey, I guess.
but you can look at the American bison, which has had to be protected, You know we got 55 of them out here on Demery, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't know how many was there.
There's
You told me I was
55.
drunk when I told you this out there. You remember that?
Yeah, Dave. I thought you were saying things. But,
Yeah.
the same thing applies.
You must be drunk too.
Same thing applies to the way people in this area harvest ginseng.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to harvest ginseng until about August the 15th, and the regulations say that you will scatter the berries, which have been produced, little red berries on the ginseng. You will scatter them around so it will reproduce. Well, I know quite well that just as soon as the leaves come out and they can tell what ginseng is, people in this area start digging it. And pretty soon the amount of ginseng that's produced in this area will probably, drop a great deal.
well, some people don't ever look at the future, they always eat their seed corn and all that stuff. But I don't know what you do, you can't change people. trying to set up this other thing here. We'll have another,
Well, you know, to me, we have not had a hard winter. I don't consider this a hard winter at all. Maybe a lot of people do because of the temperatures and that sort of thing. But I see an awful lot of people who are in their 60s, in their 70s, who are totally unprepared to keep themselves warm during the winter. They've made no preparation at all for their fuel costs, storage of fuel, storage of firewood, or having a stove or anything. And I know a lot of people that were absolutely cold during this cold snap.
yeah, I know what you mean. Let me do another commercial here before we get cut off, because you never know what's gonna happen around here today. Let's see. See if I can figure out how to operate this thing. If nothing else works, maybe I will. Get this here. This is the Vital Care, folks.
No way. Yeah, folks, we're down at Vital Care here in Lapaldi. It's an enterprise started by John Bond, a man who's got over, I think, 40 years experience in the ambulance business. And we just felt like it was well worthy of your time, their time, and our time to let you know something about this operation that they have going here. As you well know from previous words that I've said, that I have some actual experience with Vital Care. And so if you need to know some first-hand information about it, you can call me. But this is John Bond. And John, we'd like to welcome you to the Two Hub TV tonight. You know, we've been doing your commercials for a pretty good while, but we've never interviewed you.
That's right.
And we felt like it was just about time to let you spread some of your wisdom on these other people.
Well, we've been in business here for 75 years. I've had 40 years experience in the ambulance service. We have a Class A ambulance service with a good group of employees, 22, I believe, active employees, 22 employees that we pay for all on our own.
Well, those are not paid for my taxpayer money.
No,
And how much taxpayer money goes into this operation?
absolutely nothing.
Nothing. This is a self-sustaining operation.
That's correct.
Right. Well, let me ask you something. You know, we have an incubator program going here. Have you received any incubator funds?
I've not been notified that I'm due any,
Right. No, they haven't notified you that you're going to get any.
and I don't look forward to it.
Right, okay.
We do all kinds of ambulance service. We're graded by the state as a Class A service. We can haul any kind of patients. We can go anywhere. We do a lot of non-emergency transports. We're the only service in Campbell County that has a ventilator, transport ventilator, that we can move patients that are on a ventilator out of the hospital to another hospital. We appreciate the opportunity to serve each and every one of our patients. We have some people that won't call anyone but us. If they ever call us once, they'll call again. But we love each and every one of our patients. They seem to reciprocate and love it.
Well,
Well, that was John Bond, and I can attest to the fact that they do give tender, loving care when they pick you up and carry you to a medical facility. Because I've been there, done that. And even though
yeah,
they
you
give
don't
that
want
kind
to,
of service,
you don't want to do it again,
I
do
don't
you?
particularly want to do it again, but I can attest to the fact that Vital Care is the place you need to call when you need medical transport. 562-9370.
That's correct.
Right. Now, what else we got going on?
Well, I don't know exactly. having a terrible time trying to operate all the equipment around here today. They ain't letting work,
Right,
including me.
right, well, you know,
I give up.
maybe we'll get back in the swing next week. We're kinda new at this sort of thing, you know, we're pretty good at running our mouth, but when it comes to, actually executing on something, we might be.
We might get executed anytime, haven't
We
we?
might get executed, you know, we could get electrocuted
Yeah.
fooling with us, electrical
I know we
equipment.
missed some calls, but we don't know how to answer that other phone.
Right.
We just beat and bang here and ain't done
Right.
work.
Well, we'll get them next time. Hopefully, I will not be incarcerated,
Again,
at that time.
yeah, at that
Yeah.
time. I'm bringing our phone back next week.
Right.
I'm gonna have to bring a whole radio station with me, looks like.
Well, there you go, might have to do that, you know, as far as, I was mentioning a while ago, about, different, units that are empty here in the city. You know, I didn't go toward the hospital, you know, you got two right up there, that's vacant where, Cliff used to have his radio station.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing in there now, there's nothing going
Yeah, I
on
know.
there. And, then there's one more up there on the left, and then maybe if you're going up the street there, find another one or two that would be vacant. So I know we're set at somewhere right at 100 units, here in the city that, and I'm talking about just on the main road here, I'm not talking about on the other streets. I'm talking about just on the main road here. So it's kinda like one of the things that really amazed me, when I came here.
It's hard to operate a business legal in this city,
Right.
but if you can operate them off the record, you
Yeah,
do pretty
you
good.
said that right. And somebody was asking me, said, what they gonna do about the fellow up there that got all that stuff outside his house and, that sort of thing. I said, well, he's not a licensed business, so he do what he wants to.
Yeah, well, that's life.
But what I was gonna say, that what really amazed me when I came here, I found out that the mayor of the city was bragging about the fact that he had burned 250, condemned and burned 250 houses in the city. And, I thought that was a horrible statistic, to be proud of.
By the way, any of you politicians out there gonna run for office, I've got a real deal on plywood and 2-4s and 1-4s, so you can put your campaign signs up, and that way you can fool the public just as good as anybody.
Yeah, you
You can
can.
fool enough people, you get elected.
You know, that's the only problem with all this cold weather. It got so cold that most of the politicians had to put their hands in their own pocket.
That would help, you know.
So, we'll see, yeah, we got election coming up. What all we got this, time? We got the city council, 2 members on the city council, that will be,
They don't run in till December, November, do they?
Yeah.
November. We got in August, we got the county commission.
right,
and Maybe the county mayor, we got the registered deeds.
right.
I don't know, got a whole,
Also, you got the chancellor, county,
yeah. I don't know, I guess I'll just have to run for something. What we gonna run for?
county line.
That would probably be, we'd have a support, more support if we do that.
Right, probably a lot of people would help us.
Yeah, it'd be like, just have a unanimous, what is it, uncontested.
It'd be, I would think everybody would run against us if we run for the county
I
line.
think you're right.
It's hard to say. But I don't know, it'd be very, very difficult for me to serve in any capacity in government.
Why is that, Bob?
I'd be just as honorary if I had, the appointment as I would on the outside. I wouldn't, just because I was looking from the inside out, I wouldn't be any different than looking from the
In
outside
other words,
in.
probably the only thing that saves your life is getting beat in the mayor's race.
Probably.
Well, I'm sure the
May have
county's a
saved-
better place too.
I may have saved Campbell County. but I don't know whether, we would have some of the things that, we're now, our children and grandchildren will have to pay for. So, maybe I could get in and, they could name the 4th county jail after me.
Well, I don't know, they didn't name the Wild Bob and Ronnie Community Center after us.
Well, they should have over on West Violet School, because if it had not been for us, I think, Cliff Jennings and David Young would have had it torn down.
Yeah, I heard another fella taking credit for that the other day.
Right.
I guess where credit's due, you gotta give it, I don't know. I know, if you take the heat, yeah.
We mentioned the other day, we hope the city adequately, prepared the, splash park for this winter weather.
Boy, it's gonna be a shame to have to dig that up and replumb it, ain't it?
Yeah,
I'm sure they did, cause they planned everything pretty well.
yeah, they did.
Yeah. Maybe they get some money to do a refurbishing, maybe a grant. You know, they'd give us $10 and we throw in 10,000.
Right, yeah. Well, you know, they're, getting a grant on this, Beach Street Bridge,
Yeah.
but it's still gonna cost several $100,000 for the city.
Well, we need a new bridge over there. There ain't but one sidewalk on that.
I know that, it won't hardly handle the large capacity.
I know you
people that walk
just
along.
have all them crowds running through there. Somebody's gonna get run over there, sure as the world.
Right.
Looks like we've got about, how much time we got? According to this, we've got
We've got
9 minutes, got a minute.
Exactly, we're getting ready to go off, folks.
If we ain't already off, it's hard to
Yeah,
tell.
we
around here.
appreciate all of you tuned in, and hopefully we'll have the telephones working better next time. So we'll see you and have another bowl of butter beans for you.
I don't know. Okay, we're off.
All right, we're off the internet.
No, we're still on the internet.
Folks, all you over there in South Africa, we were talking about you and your elephants a while ago. I hope you didn't get mad at us.